Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Meteorologist Erin Ashley in tonight, 19 at 6 p.m. on your Saturday evening. Again, a first alert weather day because of how active it's been. We're going to go ahead and show you right away what we're looking at here on Doppler radar, which is a swath of rain approaching from the south. We've already seen a decent amount of rain. With this one, we expect more. In fact, some of us have not quite gotten those more heavy amounts of rain quite yet. Some of us could double the rain we've already seen. So, yeah. I mean, it's quite the rainmaker, right? So if you do have any questions about how the evening's going to play out, I'm really going to go into detail as to what has already happened, what we're looking at right now, as well as the next few hours. And then, of course, I'll touch on that 7-day as we put a bow on things once everything is said and done. But right now, radar active in parts of the viewing area. Perhaps if you're tuning in from Brown or Claremont counties, maybe even closer to Clinton County as well, could very well be looking at just some nice clouds, puddles as well. But just to our south, you'll notice just south of Falmouth, just east of Owenton, a light show is happening down that direction. Zooming out, I mean, that's a lot of rain, guys. And this is our sweeping radar, so it's not showing all of the action that is happening far south of the area, which I'm going to touch on that too. It's pretty serious situation for parts of the south for tonight. So again, if you have any questions, I'll do my best to give you that first alert every step of the way. So expect heavy rain in the next 15 minutes if you're here in the metro area, 20 minutes if you are a little bit farther north of the metro area. But if you are in Owenton, I mean, you're already in the heat of it. A good swath of lightning is on the way there towards Robertson County in Kentucky. Parts of Claremont, Brown, Adams County, you're going to get that light show here in just a second. And we got to remember that there's still a cold front that's going to carry through. So that, my friends, is what we're going to see here on our composite radar, in which, hey, we're going to feel the wind gusts that come with this. I mean, look how big that storm system is, guys. It is a huge one. So I have opted to rearrange the screens a little bit because the graphics I'm controlling is going to be on the right side. That's the big box. And so I want to bring your attention to that. But I know some people are going to jump in, kind of jump out, and they want to know what the radar looks like right now. And I put that right below me. So this is active live radar, and the one just this way, the one just to my right, I believe, that is going to be the graphics that I'm showing you. So kind of like we do during severe weather coverage, except of course we aren't looking at anything quite severe technically here in the tri-state area. But I mean, look at that huge swath of showers and storms. I mean, the Storm Prediction Center really nailed it on where the heaviest and the most dangerous storms were going to be. So let's look at how colorful things are down south and away from the area. So I'm going to do my best to break down each and every one of these colors and what it means. So if I step off frame, it's because I'm controlling things. So that big, the red, it's a lot of red there. Those are tornado watches, which are in effect until 8 Central Time. So I believe that is 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And so that is what the majority of those down in the southeast are going to be seeing. But I mean, you see they're already seeing flash flood warnings of that nature. Plenty of tornado warnings. That is what you see in the pink across parts of Alabama. And there's, I mean, last time I checked, there have been 13 reported deaths from these thunderstorms. And again, most of that is because of the wind and the tornadic damage. So we close in a little bit more on the tri-state area. Of course, we need to focus on where we are right now. I just wanted to give you an idea of just how our impact here in Cincinnati really just is the northern edge of that severe threat. And so latest alerts, you can see we have wind advisories. We have flood watches. I'll touch on the difference here in just a second. Flood watches are through 8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. And so the difference between a flood advisory, flood watch, flood warning, of course, all the ingredients for a flood are going to be in the forecast. They're already in the forecast. A flood warning, like you're seeing down south and away from the area, is when all of those ingredients come together to create a flooding risk. Not seeing any flash flood activity here in the tri-state quite yet, at least nothing that's prompting a warning, which is good. We want to keep it that way because flash floods, very dangerous, can be even deadly. Of course, you do not want to get stuck in one of those. And besides the heavy rains, we've got the heavy winds as well. Those in Decatur County, I mean, come on guys. It's just because you're part of a different National Weather Service office. I'd argue you're still seeing these gusty winds up to about 45, maybe even 50 miles per hour. Again, that cold front has yet to swing on through, and once it does, it will kick up these winds a lot. There were high wind watches north of our area towards Toledo and a little bit more towards South Bend, Indiana as well, whereas here we got the wind advisories, and that's because this big system, the center of this storm, is far north of the area, and so that's where we expect most of the heavy wind gusts to be. We kind of just get the tail end of that. So these are the wind gust reports for just 5 of our airports, or not our airports, but the airports around the tri-state. And so this is peak wind gusts across the tri-state since midnight through 5 p.m. because believe it or not, I have to put these graphics together and it takes me some time. So this is data that is an hour old at this point. I don't think we would have gotten any significant wind gusts between 5 and 6, but I've seen crazier things, right? Oxford, 54 mile per hour wind gusts up that direction. I mean, that makes sense. That's where we, or at least that side of the viewing area is where we had severe thunderstorm warnings in the viewing area. The Lunken Airport and Cincinnati International Airport tied for second place, 48 mile per hour wind gusts being reported there. Wilmington, 47, and Batesville, Indiana at 41 miles per hour. The rain also quite significant in this forecast. I mean, we really touched on it in the last few days, in which even outside the severe weather threat, we are still definitely focusing on how heavy the rain is. And this goes to show, I mean, 1.15 inches at Lunken Airport. That makes sense. That's kind of in that lower lying area. Alexandria, same sort of deal. You notice their proximity to the Ohio River. We do expect those totals to be a little bit higher than others. Batesville at just over 7/10 of an inch. Same thing with the Cincinnati International Airport, and then Carrollton in Kentucky just under there, but again, significant amount of rain, still on tap. So right now we are in between those wind gusts. I felt it, you felt it. Those wind gusts were howling a few hours ago, but right now here on your screen, calm, or at least it seems so. Let's look at the sustained winds. So yeah, those are calm too. And that's just because we had that first front push on through. That was round number 1. Round number 2 is going to be sailing on in with that cold front, and typically that's where we see those peak wind gusts. So I'm going to show this at Fox 19 at, I guess we're starting late tonight, so closer to 11 o'clock. These wind speeds will be colorful once again. Now, I know it's St. Patrick's Day weekend. I know people, regardless of the weather, they're going to want to go outside and celebrate. So bring the umbrella. Definitely take care of yourselves. Download that Fox 19 First Alert weather app. Here are your temperatures, just so you have an idea of how to dress. Upper 50s, they're going to stay that way. We don't expect that cold front to really kick into high gear until Sunday mid-morning, and then we'll bring those temperatures a little bit cooler as well. All right, so now that I'm kind of talking a little bit more about the currents, I'm going to talk about looking ahead and giving you that forecast over the next few hours. I'm going to go ahead and get to people's questions here in our Facebook. We got Seth tuning in. Hi, how are you doing on a Saturday? I'm doing pretty well, Seth, thank you. Susan, good evening. Thanks for keeping us updated. It's what we do. These, what's the way we describe it? These are our Olympics. We're trained for this, so I appreciate you tuning in. Okay, Molly tuning in. Hello, Erin. Will this light show bring a tornado in Pleasant Plain? We lost power this morning in Pleasant Plain by Stone Lick. A tree went down a power line. I do want to show those power outages because that's kind of a big impact, right? So, and also the tornado threat, it is incredibly low. It is incredibly low here in the tri-state area. We were seeing our main opportunity, that window of opportunity for tornadoes a few hours ago. We kind of were watching, me and Ethan, we both have been working overtime on this one to just make sure you're watching the radar, because the way that this severe weather setup here in the tri-state is conditional, meaning that if the ingredients were all there at some point in time, but they didn't necessarily all come together at the right time to create a tornado. That's not to say there's no chance, right? I just am saying that the window of opportunity, we continue to stray away from that opportunity, which is good. We absolutely want to stray away from that window of opportunity. More questions about tornadic activity in Ripley County, Indiana. And yeah, there were parts of Indiana that really, really got hammered by those tornado warnings. And I know the National Weather Service, they confirmed a tornado that happened west of Indianapolis. I don't believe we've had anything confirmed quite close to our viewing area yet, but I know there was tornado warnings just outside of us really early this morning. It actually, the texting going on with the First Alert Weather Team, we were all kind of on this one together. So it woke me up. The texting woke me up, but thankfully we didn't see anything here. Okay, we got Connie asking about the Dayton area. The Dayton area, it's a pretty similar forecast to us, but I'd say the northern Dayton area, we're still watching for some of those showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder to actually be on the severe side. And that's just because they haven't seen as much rain quite yet, whereas we've had enough rain to really zap a lot of that energy here in the atmosphere, which is good. But if you are traveling towards Dayton, there is just a chance. I mean, they're getting the rain that we got, which that'll help to limit their severe potential too. But locally, this is kind of what we're looking at. So yeah, we've got people tuning in and saying this is what I'm seeing, and absolutely, yeah, we haven't had, oh, okay, so Bethel, this is interesting. Bethel, I mean, if radar's right, and it is, because that's objectively how the radar works, you're about to get hit by some lightning. Not you in specific, but Bethel, the area, because I mean that swath, I hope I have it up. Yeah, I do. That swath of lightning, in which though is in northern Kentucky, just sitting under right now, well, that's crossing into southeastern Claremont County. So you just wait. You're not done. We're still tracking some opportunities there for thunderstorms, Dana. Brooksville, Kentucky tonight. And so, yeah, Brooksville, Kentucky very well could be they're definitely going to be getting their heaviest rain in the next hour or so. You see the yellow there right behind me. Moderate showers for several hours is what we're forecasting, and that's pretty consistent with what we were seeing in the days leading up to it. Ashley kind of definitely confirming what we're seeing here on radar, in which thunder is happening in Alexandria right now. Yeah, Alexandria, you're kind of getting hit by those, I mean, by all the lightning right now, but there's going to be a little bit more on the way. Okay. Javier says, I seem lost. I think I know where I'm at, Javier, but I appreciate your concern. And Joe, I appreciate it as well. Okay, so Joe is also asking, are we ever going to get nice cold weather again? Again? Yes. Yes, it's going to get cold again. And I'm going to touch on that 7-day forecast again here in the next few minutes, because we're actually tracking some freezing cold mornings, and they're not that far away. Lots of people asking about, sorry, I'm reading these comments prematurely, but some people asking about their specific counties. So we've got Adams County, Sherry asking about Owen County, Ronald's asking about Crittenden, Kentucky, having to worry about severe weather. And I mean, everyone is kind of exiting that opportunity for isolated severe storms. But there is a huge disclaimer on that, because this First Alert Weather Day was issued because of how heavy the rain was going to be, and also how heavy the winds are going to be. And both of those are going to be kicking up in the next hour in Adams County, in Owen County, in Crittenden. So you can expect some heavy impacts to your Saturday evening plans. Do I think you're going to have to get into the basement? No, I don't think you're going to have to get into the basement unless it makes you feel better. Okay. Darla is saying again they had hail this morning. Well, we have more hail this evening. Again, we're kind of seeing less and less organization to the cells, in which cells indicate that there's thunderstorms. So zooming out to give you a picture of what's on the way. So it kind of looks like a lot of lightning. It definitely looks like a lot of lightning. The time now is 6:15 when all of this rain, the thunder, the cells, the thunderstorms, however you want to describe it, the ones that are far south of Louisville, as soon as they try to get into our area, they will have lost a lot of steam. And that's because the sun is going to be setting in less than 2 hours from now. Little less heat, little less intensity to these storms. I mean, thunder is still likely. The severe threat goes down significantly. And so hail, it's not impossible, but heavy rains and gusty winds are still going to be our main concerns. Any bad storms for Falmouth? Okay, so let's zoom in. We go ahead and get into Falmouth right now, because I believe, yes, Falmouth is literally getting hit by most of my icons with the lightning strikes. So, yeah, bad storms for Falmouth. Bad, that's relative. I'm going to say that you are going to get storms in which produce a lot of lightning, heavy winds, and gusty winds. Christina, you can determine if that's bad or not. Severe, it doesn't reach a meteorological criteria. So as a scientist, I can't really just say if it's bad or not. Okay, Amanda said you're about to get hit by lightning. Yeah, I know. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but people kind of like it. It's funny. Okay, Dana just said, it just started, perfect timing. Thank you. See, radar knows what she's talking about. So does Erin Ashley. So I appreciate you all fact checking. Okay, Zayden, Williamsburg, Mount Orab, and Brown County. If you're asking about that, I mean, Brown County is about to see those thunderstorms arrive in the area. I'm going to zoom in. Let's get up close and personal, shall we? We've got the time. It's a Saturday. Maybe you're locked inside because of the rain. So if you're in Batavia, you're about to get hit by a bunch of lightning. If you're in Tate, Mount Olive, maybe what used to be the Amelia area, you're about to get hit by these moderate rain showers. Whereas if you are in Georgetown, you are also kind of in that line. So Brown County, was I just in Brown County? I was. Where's Mount Orab? She's up this way, I believe. There it is. There it is. Yeah, Mount Orab, Brown County. You're next in line for this heavy batch of showers and storms. Again, not severe warned, not severe watched, just a thunderstorm. Okay, more questions. This is fun. Hi there, happy Saturday. Bad storm tonight in Georgia. Yeah, unfortunately, that's where we have had, or at least that region is where we've had a lot of the more severe storms. I mean, we've gotten our fair share here. We're not seeing it right now. We're not seeing much of a risk moving into the overnight hours either. We'll take it. But, I mean, generally speaking, what's happening down south is historic. Okay. Mike tuning in. What about Walton, Kentucky? Any chance for more severe weather? There's always a chance. There's always a chance, because as soon as the meteorologist says, nope, we're done, there's something that always makes us kind of go like this a little bit, kind of give them a little eye shrug. Walton, Kentucky. I'll be honest, I'm not very familiar with the area. Let me find out where in Kentucky that is, because I want to make sure I'm getting it right. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit farther south of our viewing. No, but that's still in the viewing area. It is still in the viewing area. I'm just too zoomed in. Yeah, you are getting, I mean, you've already seen a decent amount of the lightning, a decent amount of the winds, and I think you're going to be getting some even heavier rain showers, at least more moderate and more consistent rain showers if you're down in northern Kentucky. Your lightning show, she's coming to a little bit of a close. I mean, that's a lot of lightning. That is a lot of lightning being reported in parts of northern Kentucky. Again, if you're tuning in, someone, I forget your name, I'm really sorry. If you're tuning in from Bethel and you say you got one lightning strike, well, this says otherwise, for at least give it a few minutes, and then you'll likely get it as well. So zooming out, again, if you have any questions, this is what I'm here for. I'm happy to answer them. Melvin saying, I know it's raining out here. You get a thumbs up from me. Jeff saying, any snow yet? No, Jeff, no snow. Donna saying, what about Highland County? Highland County, so you just got through some lighter rain showers, but that same pocket of this light show, those thunderstorms, they're going to be making their way into Brown County, Georgetown, and then making their way towards Hillsborough, Highland County area. So again, this is not severe warned. It's just kind of the most potent part of all of the tri-state right now. So that's why my attention's on it. Your attention should be on it, but again, nothing crazy that we've seen. Let me zoom back out. We can answer some more questions. Okay. Chelsea's saying she's doing great for being put new to the station, really putting here a lot, prep for spring. Yeah, I'm happy to be here, Chelsea. I've been in the business for a little less than 2 years now, no stranger to the area. I grew up here, and then my first year and some change, I was up in Toledo. We got our fair share of severe weather too, so I appreciate the kind words. I appreciate it. Dustin tuning in, Claremont County. Claremont County is seeing, I'm going to zoom in on Claremont. So if you're northern Claremont County towards Goshen, if you're driving, don't text and drive. But if you're about to start driving, we'll start with that, and you're driving towards 275 from Goshen, you're likely looking at some pretty weird looking clouds, or at least scary looking dark clouds, rain, some embedded thunderstorms, and some gusty winds expected there for Claremont County. But if you're tuning in from southern Claremont County, you're already under it. Bethel, I'm still looking out for you, Bethel. Here comes the lightning. Okay, Sherry saying thank you so much. Absolutely, it's what I do. We got a question about Northern Kentucky University. My brother actually goes to Northern Kentucky. He loves it, and I did for a semester during COVID. So very close to my heart is Highland Heights, and right now, just getting hit by some moderate showers. Zooming out rather, you can expect moderate showers for the next few hours. Thanks for tuning in. Anything about Butler County? Yeah, we haven't paid too much attention to Butler County quite yet, have we? So Butler County is starting to see that top edge of that second round of moderate rain showers. So we had the first round really early this morning. The second round is what I'm tracking right now. So Butler County, obviously the southern part's going to be seeing the rain, the heavy rain first, and then the top part second. Gusty winds and heavy rain, your main concern. Zooming back out. Okay. Donnie asking about the Lebanon, Ohio area. I love Lebanon, Ohio. Let's zoom on into Lebanon, shall we? Yeah, that's in Warren County. Right up, you saw it just a second ago. Where'd she go? There she is. Oh my Lord. Okay, there we go. So we've got Lebanon. Warren County is kind of right in that little nook. You see that? Still some light rain in the area, but more moderate rain showers lifting from the south there. So what's hitting or about to hit northern Claremont County, going to be making its way into the Lebanon area within the next 20 minutes or so. Again, lightning, heavy winds, and heavy rains. Severe threat is incredibly low as of 6:23. Wow, time flies when you're having fun. Okay. And Darla, you are so welcome. West Union and Adams County. Let's go to West Union. So Adams County, look at you guys. So now with these storms, oh, that is a cool look. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted. Back to West Union, Erin. Back to West Union. Okay, so just out to the west of Adams County. Just west is that light show that we were tracking for Claremont and for Brown County. You guys, because this is taking, I guess I could use my hands, because this is taking more of a kind of a south-southwest path, I think you're going to get the very bottom of this. You're going to be getting this. The storms are moving this way. And then that cold front, it's going to help clear the rain a little bit quicker than how it's entered. So that's just the nature of cold fronts. You guys out in West Union, I don't know how much rain you've gotten out there particularly yet, but the heaviest is still on the horizon. What about Milford, Kentucky? Where is Milford, Kentucky? I grew up in Milford, Ohio. I am painfully aware of where that is. Milford, Kentucky, so that's near the Licking River, which I know, yeah, the Licking River. Okay, so you're a little bit farther into this area. You're a little bit closer to, I'm going to zoom in here. Yeah, so if you're tuning in from Milford, that's just east of 75, just west of Maysville. You're actually right underneath those lightning strikes, moderate showers expected. Again, gusty winds because that cold front has yet to kick on through. So, I mean, look at the light show happening down south. Yeah, nothing to compare to for those down there. Okay, some more questions. I actually just answered Hillsborough, Dave, but Hillsborough I'll answer again in the next 30 minutes. Some showers, some thunderstorms, gusty winds, the works. Lebanon, Ohio. I just answered Lebanon as well. So as I've been talking over the last few minutes, those moderate showers have started to cross into the Goshen area, northern Claremont County, Hamilton County. I mean, right above my head, actually. Moderate showers are happening, and so that's going to push north and a little bit to the east there. So Lebanon, you're about to get those moderate showers and some lightning as well. Any tornado warning or watches for Kentucky? So our viewing area, Kentucky, no. And I don't believe the rest of the Bluegrass state is seeing any of that. Look at this though, I mean, oh, that's interesting. The cutoff, let me just check and see what kind of warning this one is. I think it's a severe, it's a tornado warning for parts of northern Tennessee. So if you, my friend, Anastasia, are tuning in from very southern Kentucky, I'd say you probably definitely need to be finding your safe space, but if you're tuning in from northern Kentucky, you're good. So no tornado watches or warnings here. Is Blanchester getting light snow tonight? I don't think so. I don't believe so. Switzerland County. Yeah, let's talk about Indiana a little bit. Switzerland County, moderate showers. You guys have been under these moderate showers for probably about 30 to 45 minutes, and you're asking, when are we finally going to get done with this? And as we see that cold front pass through, the winds will kind of push it out a little bit quicker. And of course, because you're on the western side of our DMA, our viewing area, you'll get the dry time a little bit sooner. So Switzerland, you got a good couple of hours for those more moderate showers, then things will start to lighten up. Unfortunately, we don't expect it to really lighten up for most of us, at least until really early Sunday morning. Connor, so is this storm going to miss Adams County since it's hitting Brown County? No. No, it's not. It's all part of the same storm, so everyone is going to be getting their own little taste of it. Okay, just raining in North College Hill. Thank you for tuning in, Amanda. I appreciate it. What about West Union and Adams County? I actually also answered West Union and Adams County. You guys are seemingly in that little lull right now, but just out to your west is quite the light show, and just south and west of you is where we're expecting some more moderate showers to be entering your area in the next 30 to 40-ish minutes. Someone's tuning in from Georgia. I recommend that you find your local meteorologist and get a more specific forecast for Georgia. Thank you for tuning in, Susan. I appreciate it. Rolando asking what we doing in Hamilton County. Hopefully staying dry, because we're kind of in the middle of those moderate showers. I mean, most of us are in the middle of those moderate showers, so that's not really helping, is it? Just passing south and east of us are those lightning strikes, the thunderstorms that we've been tracking here over the last 28 minutes or so. Again, that's mainly happening towards our eastern viewing area. So if you're in Bethel, shout out Bethel, Georgetown, Mount Orab, Hillsborough, Blanchester, Goshen, just kind of that part of the viewing area, a little bit closer to Highland, Clinton counties. You guys are going to be seeing a light show here in the next 30 minutes if you're not already seeing it. Cincinnati, we've already seen this cluster, this really big system, right? It's also a lot of it steamed. Lightning here, and now it doesn't have it anymore. Lightning here doesn't have it anymore. So it's losing a lot of its energy, which of course is good. We do expect maybe a few more lightning strikes just because it is only 6:29 in the evening and the sun will not set for another hour, and we have to wait on that cold front too. So it's something I'll be watching. I think Cincinnati is more about the heavy rain and the heavy winds moving through your evening. Okay. People tuning in, asking about their each respective locations. Lots of people tuning in. I'm very happy that you guys are tuning in and getting that first alert on this Saturday evening. I'm going to go ahead and get to the timing on this and what this looks like, because I could sit here and I could talk about each one of your locations respectively, but I think what would be a little bit better is giving a widespread visual on how this storm is going to behave. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and then Jacqueline, I saw your question. I will get to it because that is a great question. Okay, back to this. So once again, if you're just now tuning in, to this way, to my right, that is the graphics that I'm showing you. This is looking ahead. This is a first alert forecast model. So it's going to show you what to expect next. Down to my, down here. I almost said to the south, but it doesn't really make sense. Anyways, that is active radar. And so that is where the rain is, where the lightning is right now. Again, we're not expecting anything severe with this batch of thunderstorms as we continue to see this lose a lot of its steam. That's not to say heavy winds and heavy rains aren't considerably impactful, but at least you won't have to get in your basement, more than likely. As soon as I say that, something's gonna go crazy. But regardless, that's not what we're seeing. Okay, so this is what we're seeing right now. Matches pretty closely with what we're seeing on radar. So again, we expect these moderate showers. I've already brought you to 10 p.m. There's still a lot of rain in this forecast for hours. I mean, this is going to be a long night for those rain showers. By about 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to take you a little bit more hour by hour because that'll do a good job of showing Batesville, Connorsville. You guys will see the rain exit a little bit sooner. So, okay, midnight, still raining in most of the viewing area. But you'll notice by about 1 o'clock, you see how it kind of loses a lot of its intensity here in the center, even back here, kind of loses it. I mean, it's still probably going to be raining. It's also still going to be breezy during this time. And then let's get to into 2, losing even more of its steam. Those out east, I mean, they're still very much getting that cold front trying to kick on through. I mean, we're still in the 60s by this point in time. Just keep that in mind. So here's 3 into 4. So the way that these showers and storms work is that they are ahead of the cold front. The cold front kind of just knocks it out of the way, and then the cold air will come through. So there is a break in between the rain and the cold front. So we're actually going to notice a little bit of dry, mild time before we actually get the the cold air trying to kick on through. Okay, so this is when we start to notice that cold front is mid-morning tomorrow. Here's 6, here's 7. Notice the temperatures in Batesville and Connorsville, they're in the mid-40s. I don't know why I keep turning around, because right there, mid-40s, whereas those in West Union and Vanceburg are in the low 60s around that time. Still breezy. We could see some additional showers, thunderstorms pop up with this cold front. That's just the nature of it. And then 9 into 10 o'clock. Here's 10 o'clock. Find your spot. Mid to low 50s for those in northern Kentucky and east. Then while those in Connorsville are in the mid 40s. So a big temperature difference across the viewing area with that cold front kicking on through. Once we hit the afternoon, we're all going to be joining the party into the 40s. So the temperature, in the morning there is going to be warmer than the afternoon. And that's just because we got the cold front kicking on through. So let's get into some questions. We'll love to answer them. Okay. People asking about Washington Courthouse. That is, I believe that's also outside of our viewing area. Just a little bit outside, but yeah, always happy to help. We have thunder and lightning and heavy rain in Batavia. Yeah, let's bring it back to satellite and radar, where we have, I mean, Batavia was under that cluster of lightning strikes that I was like, Bethel, Batavia, Goshen, you're about to get struck by lightning. I mean, and there you go. That's what is exactly happening. So those out there towards eastern Claremont, western Brown counties, kind of where we're only seeing active lightning in the area now. That's not to say later on today it's impossible. It's just that we're starting to lose heat, which means we're losing less. And that means we're losing the opportunity for this lightning to strike. Okay, so someone had a question for me that I love to answer. Jacqueline, asking random question, when there is a percent of rain, does that mean 90% of the viewing area or a 90% of chance of where I am? I have heard both and have always been curious. It is a 90% chance of rain of where I am. 90% of the area, I mean, no, it's the second one, a 90% chance of rain. I think people overcomplicate it a little bit, and that's okay. We all have our questions by all means, and both of them make sense, right? But my understanding is that it's the second one. Barb's saying, I want thunderstorms and it keeps missing me. Well, Barb, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe next time, Barb. Okay, and then it's still raining in Mount Healthy, Ohio. Yeah, in the greater Cincinnati area, still moderate rain showers for the next few hours. Wouldn't be surprised if we were able to catch into a greater flooding risk just because of how consistent and unrelenting these showers are going to be. Nothing like we haven't experienced before, but of course it's a Saturday, people are out and about, you'll be greeted by this second round of showers. And then Stan coming back in asking the question about the winds. Let's talk about the winds. Let's see where they're at right now. Again, they're kind of in that lull because we saw the first front that brought wind gusts over 50 miles per hour, but you see right now the colors all the way north, that's what we have already had. Colors kind of out to our west, that's what we're experiencing later on tonight with the cold front getting closer and closer. So while winds are quiet right now, not exactly quiet later on today. Jacqueline, you're very welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Angie saying, I hate thunderstorms. What's in store for Warren County for the rest of the day? So for the rest of the day, across the entire viewing area, less chance of thunderstorms, but more chance of heavy, moderate showers. That's just going to keep on coming into the area. And that will exit the area by about 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. Again, that's going to happen from west to east. If you're tuning in from Batesville, Decatur County area, you're more than likely going to catch the dry time before Hillsborough and West Union. So it's going to exit this way by 4 a.m. That's not to say light rain isn't possible throughout the morning there on Sunday, so just something to keep in mind. And I believe I answered most of the questions. The time now is 6:37. Typically this is only supposed to be about 30 minutes, but I am always happy to stay on here, help in any way I can, and give you guys that first alert. Because we're kind of getting to the end of things, I'm going to get to that 7-day, but I promised that I would show you what the current outage map looks like. And so that I will do. This is Duke energy. I know everyone doesn't have Duke energy. This just makes my life easier, and I apologize. So let's zoom on in, shall we? You can see that, I mean, there is a lot of outages across the viewing area. So there are 56 active outages in Ohio and Kentucky. Over 1,000 customers are without power, and a lot of them are in the greater Cincinnati area, of course. In the Cincinnati area specifically, I'm going to zoom in because there's a decent part of downtown that is having this outage. And you can find this website yourself. I just Googled it. Duke Energy outages, enter in Google. Super easy. Okay, this outage has been updated. Please refresh the map. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Hopefully they're working on it, but that's a pretty widespread outage. I know a lot of people are living in that neck of the woods, so yeah, that's where we're seeing decent power outages. I know I've got a friend who works in the Indian Hill area, and she actually said that they lost power out that direction as well. Zooming on in, I mean, we can only get so specific, and I'm not exactly a scientist about power outages, so we're looking at the map together. We're learning together. Okay, let's go out to this direction because there are some decent amount of power outages towards Newtonsville. Yeah, so we've got an outage out this direction. Yeah, just objects coming into power lines. Trees have fallen all across the viewing area, and of course, if they're next to power lines, it will take the power lines right down with it. So I haven't seen a huge spike in the number of power outages. I've been looking at it since I got here. About 1,000 is what we've been seeing pretty consistently. This doesn't include parts of Indiana. It does not include any of Indiana. So, of course, that data is only for Ohio and for Kentucky. Okay, well, I appreciate you all tuning in this afternoon. I know it's kind of busy, definitely really busy for those farther south of the viewing area if you're traveling, or maybe you're returning from your travels. I know the spring breakers, they're either on their way out, on their way in, and we got a whole lot of mess going around the eastern United States. So I appreciate you all staying weather aware right here. I'm gonna go ahead and get to that 7-day forecast, because while we talk so much about how today is active, tomorrow is cooler, and then eventually the sun does come out. And that's just in time for any St. Patrick's Day plans. Look how quick we warm back up to the 70s. Tuesday, a cold morning in the 30s, 70s in the afternoon. We're springing away, literally, not just in the temperatures, but also with the spring equinox, which is on Thursday. Officially starts that spring season, and it does so with below average temperatures in the mid 40s. And that's just because we have another weather maker. We're mainly seeing rain with this one. For Wednesday, it's going to be late Wednesday more than likely. Again, things are always subject to change. Pretty active. You'll notice that the temperatures, they kind of go up and then they go right back down, then kind of go up again. Again, it's kind of just rolling with the punches. That's good. I'm not seeing any big systems, of course. And then, of course, hey, the 14-day outlook. Don't be fooled by how many rainy icons are here. Especially the one that's on Thursday, because I know people are going to look at Thursday and be like, oh my gosh, opening day is going to be a washout. That's not what this is saying. This is saying that it is trending to just be active the next couple of weeks. I mean, the 7-day that you just saw had the ups and downs. It had the rain. It had some chances for showers. It definitely had the winds. And I believe the second week is not going to be any different. So it's just something that bears watching. Going to be the chances for showers moving into, I believe that's the final full week of March. That's crazy. That's crazy, guys. I can't believe it's already here. All right. I believe that's all from me. I'm going to have the latest information, update those rainfall totals, those peak wind gusts, and give you that updated timing should anything big change over the next 24 hours. That's all going to be coming in tonight on Fox 19. I believe we're starting late, closer to 11 o'clock. So if you're up late with us, I encourage you to tune in. But for now, thank you for tuning in and have a fantastic and dry rest of your Saturday.